Alright, Lantry, you clearly want to talk about something. Oh, game's paused. I'm like...
So, your latest acquisition has me thinking about the spires some more. By all accounts, they go as far back as the old walls. Over the centuries, the nobles of the tiers have claimed the spires, but they've only ever battled over the land at the ground level of the monuments. I've never seen the glyphs of a spire light up in all my years. Not until you show up. If this were an isolated incident, I'd be confused. But it seems the spires, plural, are somehow connected to you. What's your secret?
Perhaps Tunon or one of the Archons did something to me.
A disturbing thought. But I had it as well. If the Archon of Secrets tampered with your mind, I figure it'd be obvious, the same way that Narot's stooge Fifth Eye is noticeably strange. Maybe Tunon has more subtle ways of altering his subjects.
A long sigh escapes Lantry, and he sticks his quill in his mouth, chewing on the tip. His head tilts from one side to another, muttering inchoate words. Out with it.
If I had the words for it, I'd share. I'm just not sure what to make of it. I'm realizing how much more there is to learn.
We can talk further, if I want. Let's see. Current matters or questions about him? So what's on your mind? Did you want to discuss matters of the present, or would you prefer more scholarly rants? Let's do current matters.
Of course. How can I help?
You're taking lots of notes. About what?
All kinds of things. My mind is old. Memory's a sieve. Keeping track of you. Noting what I hear of the war. Scribbling down reminders to myself. That sort of thing.
Is it safe to be writing on your arms that much?
Oh, certainly not. But it depends on the ink I'm using. Too much cerulean and I can't sleep. But just the right amount, and I can write all night. The red ink will give you swamp bottom if you drink it, but absorbed through the skin, it'll make you taste colors and smell music. Speaking of which, I should change out my tip.
You should really find paper.
I use 3 kinds: sepia, cerulean, and a red that's never the same shade. My recipe needs work. I like having 3 colors, but they also provide different states of mind for writing.
Ink sound like fun. Can I try them?
No. I'm trying to observe you. Corroding your mind is not part of the plan.
Insufficient reputation. Oh wow, we still only have one loyalty with him. Haven't quite gotten past that, have we? Are you spying on me?
Well, yes. If I'm worth my weight in tin as a craftsman of record, future generations will know of you. So yes, the Archon of Posterity sent me. You seem troubled by something that ought to be an honor.
He was sent here by the Archon of Posterity? Has he said that before? That's an Archon? I didn't even know that was an Archon. What about him?
I am nothing if not a semi-reliable font of knowledge. What did you want to discuss?
So the sages know all sorts of things.
I know everything, except for who's been saying that. What's on your mind?
So what about the Bane? A shame Sage Coven Claus was reduced to a pile of ash. Man knew all that's been written on the subject. Most of what we know is summed up in the name. A full term for them is Mage Bane, and there's a good reason for it. They prey on anything that moves, and they'll show favoritism towards magically active humans. So we have Wisps, Scourges, Havocs, and Malices. That's what we encountered earlier. Do you know where these creatures come from? They seem to breed in the old walls, or at least this is where they exist, in the highest concentration, and there seems to be no social interaction amongst the Bane, and no logical mechanism of grinding their privates to make little Banes. How about Wisps? Wisps are largely inconsequential by themselves, hardly the menace most associate with the Bane, but these glowing little creatures often follow in the wake of Scourges or other larger Bane, and that makes them a real danger. Scourges? Writhing masses of sharpened limbs, and quiet as a shadow. Scourges are the most frequently observed type of Bane. Not sure if they're the most numerous or just the most likely to attack. How about the Havocs? Havocs are notable for being territorial. By all accounts, they stick to a chosen location and lurk. If you see one, common wisdom is to run. It'll give up chase eventually. When you find the edge of its home? Malices? Most troublesome of the mages, the Mage Bane are the Malices, though I've never experienced it. I'm told a Malice can take hold of your waking self, leave you trapped in a dream where it puppets you. If evidence of these creatures didn't predate Kairos, I'd think the Overlord, the only creature powerful and cruel enough to breed the Malice. So apparently, the Malices are even more dangerous than the Havocs, which were the one that was the whole boss fight on their own. Let's see.
I know everything, except for who's been saying that. What's on your mind?
So how about Beastmen?
My knowledge is largely academic, not to be mistaken for practical.
Origins?
The earliest settlers made note of the Beastmen, so they were here before us, but not before the older realms. By all accounts, the tribes do not have record of a time before the Old Walls. So, the logical conclusion is that they arrived after the Old Realms, but before Five Wives.
What of the tribes?
There have been thousands of tribes throughout history. Most dissolve within a Acquireman's lifespan. The stronger females branch off and make their own tribes with tougher names. Then the King of Azure rounds you up and puts you to work. The Stonestalkers are the most powerful of remaining tribes, thriving now that Azure has fallen. As for the rest, the old Talons of Frozen Cloud, the Trollhooks, the Kolakar, the Katvanas, the Jaw Snap, all gone, I think. And then there's the Shadowhunters. They're all but extinct.
What do you know of their minds and mannerisms?
They are true to their names and live like beasts. Clothing and artifice seem to have little value to them, whereas rutting and killing are the reason they wake in the morning. But it would be a mistake to think them stupid. Ask any tamer and they'll tell you some stories of their cunning. The beasts are wanting in patience and diplomacy, but they are a clever bunch.
And where do their loyalties rest?
You'd want to ask the authority, Sage Quillborn. She lived with the Kolakar for a few span back in 404. Some truly fascinating findings. She noted that every successful tribe has a singular female leader. It's Prima.
I just want to note that I asked a question and he said he didn't have the information I have, and then said the 404. He's talking about the year 404, but still, like, file not found.
She noted that beastmen show fluid loyalty to new matrons. They adapt well to changing leaders, but they never change the relatively simple but strict hierarchical model. Few beastmen have accepted fealty to Kairos. It would seem the notion of bowing to a person you have not seen in the flesh is insanity. This inability to bow to the Overlord will no doubt doom the species, for Kairos does not suffer such token insults.
Even if they're stupid. Alright, something else.
I know everything, except for who's been saying that. What's on your mind?
Let's take a break. There we go. One of the tough things about these kinds of games, especially with a larger party, is trying to figure out how often you should ask people questions. It was definitely... It was really well paced in a game like... Are these guards going to do something? No. It's really well paced in a game like Mass Effect, where you'd go to a planet, come back, talk to all your party members on the ship, and they all have new dialogue for you. Usually personal stuff, usually continuing character arcs and stuff like that. In games like this, though, every character has questions you can ask about the overall world, and you could easily spend like 3 hours talking to each individual character, I think, just developing the questions that you can ask them practically from the beginning. And because of that, I'm always not sure what kind of pacing I should go with here. Because I'm always like, well, let's not talk to them in too long of stretches in individual episodes. But then, of course, I get wrapped up in the events of later episodes and don't think about coming back. Training grounds upgrade we got a pop up. You constructed the training grounds of one of your spires. The greatest skill trainers in the tiers will be attracted to your spire, and they can enhance the skills of your party members beyond what they could normally achieve. Okay. Unfortunately, when they say attracted, it mostly seems to be that I have to buy them, which is not really the same thing. Artifact. You discovered an artifact. Artifacts are powerful magical items that, when wielded, grant their owner a new ability. Artifacts are known throughout the tiers and the greater empire beyond. As artifact's reputation grows, its ability becomes more powerful. If I remember correctly, I was thinking about the potential of throwing this Tempest weapon on my character over here and seeing if that turns out to be fun. Let's see, what's the benefit of your shield again? So it gives him a 16 bonus to parry and dodge and 12 to endurance. So I guess the question is that worth it compared to going straight for a crazy two-handed weapon? But of course there's the additional concern that he's trained with one-handed weapons instead of two-handed weapons, and you lose that bonus. Although his two-handed weapons is not a very low score either. Yeah. I kind of want somebody to use Tempest, but I don't know if using Tempest for Barrack or Siren would be better than what they're doing right now. I am uncertain. Let's visit Eldian. Hello, you're rather alone. May the silence of peace and the jangling of rings both follow you in all things. What can I do? What can this old fool for you? What can this old fool do for you? I recovered the Magebane helm from Redaman. Eldian's face breaks into an enormous smile, and he puts out his hands in joy. I knew he wouldn't fail. Now we can put it back where it belongs. Please, let me have it. Oh, I didn't think about this very much, did I? Item must be in party inventory or stash to be given. So I need to give it back to him to restore peace, or I could take it for myself. And it would help me against the Bane as we proceed. Dun dun dun. Alright. What can you tell me about Deserter's March? Is that worth asking about? I don't think we can even go back there. I think we're done with that zone. Let's see here. Oh, and alright, we need to talk to, we need to talk about the fact that we saved Garrick. Seals of Power, that's us claiming the spires. Yeah, this, let's see. Either give the Magebane helm or claim it for your own. Either way, it has to be in my inventory right now. Oops. Boop. For this conversation to even happen. Let's see. Yeah, mixed feelings there. I can either leave it to them to keep them safe, or I can hold on to it and use it against the Bane as we continue forward. Dun dun dun. That wouldn't be very nice now, would it? I think I'm gonna stick with doing what my role more or less dictates. But it'll be fun doing, if I get around to my other playthrough, just being a dick and grabbing all the relics and dooming everyone and screwing over the world. Let's give it to him. You've lost the Magebane helm. Eldian gingerly takes the helm from your hands, breathing a sigh of relief. Thank you, Fatebinder. No words could ever express our gratitude, or touch the debt the people of Lethian's Crossing owe you. You've saved us all. Oh, I can ask for the Magebane helm. That's interesting. So does that mean yeah, maybe if I encounter a rough situation, maybe I can ask for it and then return it or something. Or maybe the moment you take it, you immediately doom the place and they get attacked. Who knows? Up. Finding a madman. So now we need to head to the Voices of Narat. But first, let's go visit that forge. Here we are at the forge. We found your little runaway. You have returned. Lahara turns to face you, her body covered head to toe in charred hues, chest rising and falling under the strain of labored breathing. There is always more demand for iron than there is the time of day. She removes the set of heavy canvas gloves and balls her fists. The joints in her fingers crackling in unison. How may I be of assistance? I found the apprentice Garrick. Ooh. Sigil of material force expression. I've already spoken to him. The young weasel thought he could find rare metals in the old walls, did he? I'm more impressed that he returned with his life than anything he might have found. Thanks for your hard work, Fatebinder. You deserve a reward, at least. Well, there we go. All wrapped up. Just hit level 9, damn it! Lantry's so agonizingly close. I'm like, just let it happen. So the next thing to follow up on that is to visit Graven Ash, where we were basically forced to send our characters. That was kind of a bummer. What was it? What was it again? Oh, right, it's my inventory, isn't it? I forgot about... Is it there? Just pop that down here. Alright. Contains a magical expression that is used in spells that alter a target's weapon. That could be cool. Maybe our main character... Or, maybe Lantry could get weapon buffs for people then. That'd be neat. Sign of material force. Might as well see how this goes. Let's see. Oh. Polish arms. That seems like something worthwhile. Plus 4 armor penetrated. Oh yeah. 4 armor penetrated by attacks for 45 seconds. 21 second cooldown. Control vigor and lore. Definitely gonna give that to Lantry. So... Let's see. Can I get more intensity? 5 armor penetration. Mwah. What's the range? 4 meters? Let's see. What's this again? Cyclical energies. Is that the cooldown one? It is. And you can also apply fire damage to it using a Sigil of Volcanic Weapon. That'd be kind of neat. Your weapons have your attacks have armor penetration and fire. Maybe I should do that instead of the power one. I can actually afford that. 4 armor penetration and bonus fire damage. That fire damage might be more useful than 1 armor penetration, I think. Just gonna plop that right there. Have fun with that neat spell. Okay. Next core. Nope. Freezing grip. Allied target gets 10% frost damage on a hit for 45 seconds. Sure, and then I can probably add fire to that. So now it's a frost and fire damage. That's not bad. There's no healing. I can't get like healing weapon. Lightning. Yeah, I figured as much. Static charge. Damage does shock. And an AoE shock. That's neat. That's pretty neat. And since it's already doing an element, maybe I don't have a reason to add fire, so maybe this is the time to do bonus intensity, for example. Let's see. That's only on crit, though. It's 12% shock damage for 45 seconds, and then you do on crit that much. So good luck getting a crit to happen, I guess. But yeah, it gives a bonus shock damage on normal hits too, not just the crit one. You can go for the cooldowns a little bit, or you can go for the range. Definitely not going to be able to stack the volcanic weapon. Let's go for cooldown in this case. There we go. Give him a few more things to fill in his slots here. These are reliant on control lightning, though. So maybe I shouldn't give it to him because it's going to be kind of weak compared to the other one. At least this one's based on control vigor. His control lightning spell's kind of crap. Yeah, maybe let's not over... Maybe we shouldn't overspread his elements. Maybe we should give that to our other spellcaster, for example. But she only has 57. Let's see. She has decent control lighting, doesn't she? Oh, is 26 the requirement and lore is 51? I can't really see their skills from here, can I? Let's see here. Your control lightning is garbage though, right? You don't have control lightning because you've never used it before. That also makes sense, yeah. Whereas your control lightning is 34. Your frost is your specialty right now. So maybe I should go for frost to keep going down that branch. Sigil of Frost on weapon. That costs 50. That's as high as we're going to get, right? Everything else already makes it go more. Yeah. So this will give her a chance to continue leveling up her frost with a different skill while also getting, well, hopefully getting a chance to increase her lore skill by casting, I hope. We'll see. I don't know if I want to go put any of these onto my main character because he doesn't have control crap. He does have control vigor. Because he has always had access to buffs. So maybe I would go for that. Then he gets self-buff. But maybe that's redundant. Maybe I should let Lantry focus on that while he focuses on offensive skills. That's not a bad idea. Let's back off for now and stick with where we have. There we go. I believe it's time to go visit the Voices of Nerat then. Let's go ahead and grab this. I sold off all of a few random garbage weapons that were basically duplicates of each other, and I sold off all of my gems, so now I've got, for the first time, an iron ring. I've made it that far. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the Sigil of Fire. There we go. I feel like I should have all the basic elements. Even if I'm not specifically using them, I should have access to them. We'll see if we have a specific character that ends up specializing in fire. Yeah, we'll see as we go on. But we're gonna learn it. Contains the core, which is used in spells that create magical flames. Which leads to whole new possibilities, huh? So now we have the Sigil of Vigor, Illusion, Frost, Life, Force, Lightning, and Fire. So we have Searing Palm, which is Mage Fire Affliction. What? Burn damage over... So it's just a fire burning thing. That's fine. So we have a melee range fire skill, as you'd expect. Then Fireball, the most self-explanatory skill ever. The only question is whether it explodes or not, and this one does not seem... Yep. Damage to them and nearby enemies, so it does have an AoE, as you'd expect. Scorching Missiles. So now we have a second AoE spell. We can do the Storm, and we can do the Scorching Missiles. Those would be fun to have. Be good to be able to call those down. We need to get Siren's score up so she can do all these crazy attack spells. That'd be fun. This is Flaming Meteors, but it costs 100. And then, of course, Fire Weapon. As you'd expect. It's gonna cost me 3.5 days just to go to Cacophony from Mountain Spire, my closest teleport location. So this trip cost me money. It better be worth it, Voices of Nerat, because by the time I go there and back, it's gonna cost me a day of maintenance. We are here to see the Voices of Nerat. What is that thing over there? Edict of Stone. Minus 15 control magical skills, more prone duration, more control stone. Do I ever get a character that has control stone, or is that just enemies? Those are dishonored guards impaled over there, aren't they? It's nasty. Alright, Voices. I did the thing you wanted, and also was kind of forced to do things I didn't want to do because the game wouldn't give me any other options. That was kind of weird. That was a weird moment for all of us, I'd say. There's 7 toes. There's a corpse over there. Is that one person gone? Yeah, I think the one named character is gone, as far as I can tell. Alright, here we are. Oh.
Well, this is interesting.
Hello. That's just kind of behind him. An elixir of quickness. And a light leather helm. I have a fused iron helmet on? I think I put the wrong helmet on. Why does he have an iron... Oh, was I click... Well, oh, I had the wrong character selected is why. I thought I had you selected. That was odd for a moment. You have the cap of precision, that makes sense. But this thing has even more accuracy and deflection, so... Bloop. It also looks completely identical. Interesting how that works out. Alright, we'll stash this. Alright, that was a neat moment. That was a neat little thing to find. Oops. Click on you. There we go. You have to click like in front of him to talk to him. The voices of Nerat regards you with an unreadable expression. Is that because he's a mask? Because he is a mask. He doesn't really have expressions, really. You're back. What do you think of our throne? As much as we hate a cold, unmoving chair, this one suits us. Without a spot to plant ourselves, we would pace the length of the old walls every day in our contemplation. What do you need to know? We're dizzy with answers. Last time I talked to you, you told me to go away and stop talking to you. So it's weird that you're so excited to talk to me now. Okay, but yeah, we made progress. Yeah, I'd like to report on the recent events. Party has received twice warded parapet. Your success at Lethian's Crossing was a work of brilliance. Why isn't this voiced? This is weird that's not voiced. It's like major story stuff. The forge-bound master is in our hands, and the secret of her craft within reach. Soon our howling masses will shirk their bronze sticks and take up the unforgiving iron. And with that zealot Retman in our hands, the Brotherhood mercenaries are all but delivered to on a bronze platter. Your work in Lethian's Crossing has made us strong. We can feel it. Soon enough, every corner of the tiers will be draped in red. Another matter has come to our attention, which will speed the process to the only inevitable end. It is really weird how the game's treating me like I'm conscripted into the Scarlet Chorus and I'm gonna do everything he wants. Because, yeah, I was forced to either kill people or make decisions that would benefit the voices. And it was like the story just started ignoring the fact that I work for Tunon, not the voices. A document of great power, the Silent Archive, rests in the Burning Library. The archive is said to hold many secrets, any of which we can twist to our advantage. One of the gang bosses, the Censor, seeks the entrance to this queenly treasure. Aid her in this search, and dispatch her back to us with any findings. You take much upon yourself, the way to the war. We don't mean to overextend you, but the Blade Grave and the Burning Library are pressing concerns for us. Choose, and return to Cacophony with the word of your progress. If you would pester us with questions, ask now. So I have to choose between the Blade Grave and the Burning Library. How do I know what order to do them in? Do I ever lock myself out of stuff, or can I just do them in whatever order? Kind of want to do all of them. I don't know, it seems like a good idea to go to the Burning Library. I wanted to ask about Master Zedenya. A talent without equal, her craft, her expertise, her professionalism. Any single one of her regal qualities could win us this war. With her on our side, we are unstoppable. Then what? She's on a spike? Where is she? It says, then why is she on a spike? Why would you kill her? What the fuck? So she died anyway. Wouldn't the forge-bound master have been more useful if she were alive? One can never tell with such things. In life, the Forge Master created items with extraordinary value. In death, her knowledge lives on, gathering potential like an avalanche. One could argue she serves the Scarlet Horse better from the grave, or from her present vantage anyway. So no matter what was going to happen, Daniel was going to die. I think I look forward to a playthrough where I just rebel entirely against the Scarlet Chorus and against the Disfavored, because I'm quickly getting tired of working with either of them. That was just such a stupid thing to do, but also stupid that I had to let him do it. Is that your way of saying she flatly refused to serve you in life and mocked you with her last words? Oh yes, there were harsh invectives. A hammer was lobbed in my direction. Her desperate flailing was intoxicating. Then why is she on a spike? We can't fathom your meaning, Fatebinder. Of what spike do you speak? Why? Would we ever... Oh, you mean that spike? What? As sorrowful as it makes us, even a fire as brilliant as the Forge Master's must be extinguished in its time. Her greatest work was behind her, and ours lies ahead. She will be missed, oh, the dear, promising thing. Why are you killing... Doesn't the Forge Master already work for us? Am I wrong? I thought the Forge people all worked for Kairos already. They were a part of our army. Why is... They're just killing them. I'm like, what the fuck? We took the... We got rid of the disfavored. Like, that town's ours. The people working in it ours. The Forge people are ours. That's the whole point, right? Why would you... What the fuck is the... None of the... I either missed something really important about the context of the situation, or nothing he's doing makes sense, and everyone sucks, and everyone's stupid, and I hate them. Tell me how she met her end. We engaged the Forgebound Monster in discourse for some time, learning what we could about the secret of the iron in the most amiable terms. Even ever the artist, she grew withdrawn and taciturn. We forced to adopt more aggressive measures to wrest the knowledge from her swirling matter, which apparently means, through powers you can't begin to understand, Norris steals the minds and knowledge... Oh. It's just talking about his power. I thought it was the green text where he communicates with us, but it wasn't. To our greatest delight, she proved amenable to sharing herself with us, laying her every secret bare for scrutiny. We must take time to contemplate the secret of iron, but rest assured it is ours, and we are stronger for it. So you tortured her. You take such a severe and judgmental tone, Fatebinder. We can see why you are Tunon's favorite. Worry about the campaign and your assignments. Whatever happens behind the flap of our war tent is our affair. Except for the part where I was forced to send her here for no... That decision was so bullshit. I should never have been forced to send them here. Redmond I don't give a shit about, but I'll ask anyway. The obsessive captain, his thoughts a jumble with dreams of the Bane, troubled, yet not unskilled in the ways of war. He had made us... we have made use of his talents already. I'm guessing he was too crazy to conscript, and that's why he's dead. Perhaps. With no fealty, but to whoever dispenses the most rings, winning the loyalty of mercenaries is a trying and expensive affair. The Bronze Brotherhood also believes in oddities that we could not entertain, and make Scarlet Course tradition seem ordinary. I find that really unlikely that the Bronze Brotherhood is more eccentric than the Scarlet Chorus. They're just a mercenary band that accepts money to do jobs. You guys are fucking nuts. We contain our madness and harness it. Others do not. That's not what I've seen at all. That was not what I saw in action at all. You're stabbing people. You're impaling people on spikes. He's nuts. He's nuts. Yet we have no wish to waste the asset at our disposal. We exploited the captain to his last, taking all that we could use and discarding what we couldn't. How? He's hanging from a spike. Is he? An oversight on our part. We questioned the captain at length, and he was none too pleased to give up the secrets of his mercenary company. Why does he keep acting surprised that his prisoners are on spikes? That's strange too. When it seemed there was little more to ask, we plumbed deeper into his statements, digging fact from fiction, assembling a jigsaw of ideas. By the end, there was naught left for him for us to question. He was parched of all answers, all secrets, all knowing. And so you see him on display. A thought-provoking piece, is he not? So why did I even send him here if he's just going to be tortured to death? You make tortured sound like it was an unfriendly word. It's enough to make us second-guess our marvelous art. Do not make the mistake of underestimating what happened here. We communed with the mercenary captain on a deeper level than any exchange you've ever seen. We know the captain as well as we know ourselves. That seems unlikely, all things considered. You probably know yourself pretty well, because you're you. The barrier separating him from us is as thin as the distance between two ideas. Trouble is no more with your doubts. Let's go to the Burning Library next. Or actually, let's have him tell me about the Burning Library, if he even will. A repository of books engulfed in the flame of Kairos' edict, yet the pages refuse to burn. Really? So the books are actually still intact. That's weird. Well, our Lantry's going to be excited to visit then. Sages cast protective magic over their ancient archive. Books by the thousand lay bare for the reading, yet forbidden and hot to the touch. So the whole place is still burning constantly, but the books are all readable. That's bizarre. Then there's the greatest treasure of all, the Silent Archive. An intelligent living text. The archive is safeguarded with the lowest depths of the library, locked away from undeserving eyes, our censor. Dispatch to the library, seize the archive as we speak. Who is your censor? A gang boss of no small standing. She takes it upon herself to be our Department of Information. Burdened with matters of secrecy and lore, we send her into conquered lands, and she returns with armloads of scrolls for our perusal. What do you know about this edict? Enough of these questions. Why are you trying to pry loose? Bah! See Seven Toes with your little interrogate. I'm asking about the mission you're sending me on, like the most basic information. Who am I meeting with? What's the edict do? What the fuck is this person's problem? Wow, I've liked the voices in Nerat so much less ever since I actually chose to side with him. Take care you don't learn too much, Fatebinder. An excess of knowledge, of curiosity even, can earn unwanted attention. Oh, cool, now he's threatening me. Can I just kill him? Let's just attack. I'm sure I could take him. It's worked out so far. You're going to sit here and take my questions till I'm done with you. Insufferable wretch. You're no worse than that maggot. That maggot... The voices Nerat clutches the bronze masks that amount his head, the sounds of multiple voices emanating from within as smoke seeps from the Archon's robes. I can charge him while he's distracted? That seems like a mistake. Let's remain silent. Maybe he'll change to one of his other faces and stop being a dick. More wrath. You fool. Why are you helping it? You're just giving the Archon exactly what it wants. The voice of Nerat grips his mask, seemingly wrestling with its weight before spinning back to its normal facing. Ha! That's one of the other voices coming out and getting mad. Sometimes it's so very bothersome being we. Now be gone. You will antagonize us no more. I don't like this guy. He's annoying me. Ooh. Missives. On the subject of the spires. Dear Lovebridge, your tone seems so cold, distant, and distrustful. It's almost like you've been paying attention all these years. Yes, I knew I learned about the wording of the edict, and while I did not advocate that you'd be sent, I did not disagree. Like it or not, you are young, fit, and entirely self-sufficient. You should be flattered to be trusted with the honor of proclamation. I'm asking about your experience because it's not every day that someone breaks an edict, let alone awaken a spire. If I had some insight to your experience, perhaps I could shed light onto what happened, or get you in touch with someone who could. Fatebinder Rogulis. Let's just explain it. Dear Rogulis, Kairos' edict simply said that an agent of the Overlord must claim the Ascension Hall before Kairos' Day of Swords. The only thing I consciously did was take charge of the battle to claim Ascension Hall. My claiming of the spire happened just moments after I felt the edict's grip release. The floor of Ascension Hall gave way, unearthing a glowing pattern buried beneath the chamber floor. Kairos only knows how long it's been buried under the tile. For now, as for how I actually claimed the spire, it is perhaps a mutual bond. Atop the spire is an old structure, a twin-tined edifice. I'll include a sketch on the back of the parchment. The structure spoke to me in sensations and images, and it seems to respond to my presence in some limited capacity. That is what happened, as best as I can describe it. Does any of this sound familiar? Or bring to mind any old stories or rumors? Sent. We'll see how that pans out. Getting really good at racking up the wrath lately, aren't I? How's that panning out? I always forget which one of these is which. So there's disfavored, as expected. Less wrath than you'd expect, honestly. Like, in general. Like, ooh, yeah, there's a lot of anger there. The alternative was to kill her. Come on. I rack up a lot of this Vendrian Guard, as expected. Bronze Brotherhood, yep. Scarlet Chorus. Actually, don't have that much wrath with them. Do I have more with voices? Yes, I do. I piss off the voices way more than I piss off the actual Scarlet Chorus, which is pretty chill with me, all things considered. And there's Tunon. We're doing alright with them, but yeah, decent chunk of wrath with Tunon also. Alright. Let's deal with you now. Glad to see you're still alive. Cacophony still needs good, determined blood like yours. Grinning, Seven Toes raises a fist in salute. Alright, talk about my second task. Ask away. You took care of the matter. Alright, it's kind of recovery here. Tell me about the Burning Library. Let's see, we already asked about the... Used to be the Vellum Citadel. Used to be known as the Vellum Citadel. It's not a pretty sight, since Kairos' Edict of Fire burned up the old Sage Fortress and made the treasure inside damn near unreachable by anyone. That won't stop the censor from trying. We still find reasons to fight for that flaming hole in the ground. There's something called the Silent Archive that Voices seems to think he can recover. Even if he pulled some books out of the Inferno, I can't think of anyone but him who could read them. Alright, so I already asked about the censor. Tell me about the edict. The sages refused to bend the knee and give up their research. What's more, they defended the Vellum Citadel by raining fire on the heads of our armies. Enough was enough, so Kairos set the place to burn. The sages must have laid some protection in the library, because it seems to burn without burning, you know? It just stands there in flames, not turning to ash like it should. That's weird, by the way. I'm sure they probably thought it was a cool visual, and they probably wanted to put it in the game because it seemed like a cool thing, but it makes me question Kairos' edicts, because how do some sages in a library successfully, completely defeat Kairos' edict? Not entirely, the whole place is on fire, but Kairos wanted all the books destroyed. That was their goal, and the books are not destroyed. That level of defiance is surprising. Just in its possibility. Tell me about the Silent Archive. Hey, what do I know? Considering the place is a library, I guess we're talking about a book, or many books? Go find a sage and beat it out of them if you're curious. Alright. I will go to the Burning Library next. I don't envy you the task, no matter what you find there. Good hunting. This place should be neat. I look forward to this. Alright, we're just gonna wander out of here. It was very tempting to charge him, though, but I think that would have been some kind of betrayal. I assume that would have been a betrayal, but it's hard to tell. It would be fun to do in a different context, though. Lantry.
At your service.
Questions?
I am nothing if not a semi-reliable font of knowledge. What did you want to discuss?
Maybe arcane matters?
And I'd be happy to oblige. Ever since the fall of the Vellum Citadel, it is hard to find someone with whom I can discuss such things.
Never mind. I figured he's a sage, he might know about it, but unless I checked the wrong thing, that doesn't seem right. Questions? Ink and quill.
What's left of them? What would you like to know?
Nope. I don't think he has any questions I can ask about the Burning Library. Alright, let's get out of here then.